Overtrading is killing your success. Welcome back to another Conquer FX webinar. Today we're going to be discussing about the topic of overtrading. We're going to be doing a quick exercise with you. We're going to be talking about how to prevent overtrading. And we're also going to be talking about how by eliminating certain parts of your plan and focusing more on what works but doing it better than everyone else will provide you with better results over the long term. So let's get straight into this. As you know, I like to start off these webinars with a quote. And this quote here is linked to time, but I think it is very relevant to trading in general, especially when it comes to overtrading and trying to improve your results overall. The key to having more time is doing less, and there are two paths to get there, both of which should be used together. Define a short to-do list and define a not to-do list. And to start off this webinar this afternoon, that is exactly what I want you to do. I want you to take out a sheet of paper. I want you to pause this video. And I want you to start writing down what you should be doing more of and what you should be doing less of in your trading. You can break that down bit by bit to the plan, to your process, to your trading routine, whatever it may be. But break down what you should be doing more of and what you should be doing less of. Now I'm going to talk about what I think you should be doing more of and what I think you should be doing less of, and just provide some small and basic examples. But pause this video now and give it your best shot first of all, and see were you thinking like I was. What I think you should be doing more of is, I think you should be backtesting more. Okay? Obviously backtesting is essential when we're building a plan, and then obviously we're trying to collect this database. But backtesting isn't something where we're just building the strategy in the first place. Backtesting is sharpening our skills, okay? Sharpening our skills on a consistent basis, on a week in, week out basis. Backtesting allows us to build confidence in our plan and ability to trade. And that is what we're trying to do here. I would want you to focus on the routine and actions that are going to allow you to execute like a professional. Execute rather than sitting there thinking, what if, what about this, what about that? Instead, focusing on trading well and trading your pattern well. And that is why I think 1 and 4, or trading your plan well, should I say, 1 and 4 are linked together, and I think you should be dialing in on those things, doing more of them, building databases. But building databases doesn't necessarily mean that you're over optimizing, because this is the thing. A lot of people are constantly over optimizing. They're constantly adding new things. They're constantly jumping from strategy to strategy, or adding this in here, or we'll change that this week, or this trade is different, or whatever other bullshit excuse they're telling themselves. But to be fair, this is the way society is wired. We now believe that doing more will get more, but trading is completely backwards. We have to focus on things we can control rather than trying to focus on controlling everything. And we have to focus on doing less but doing it better than everyone else. We also have to become very boring, and this is what I think you should be doing more of as well. Learn how to become a boring individual when it comes to trading. Learn how to accept that a win is a win and a loss is a loss, and this trade here is only a pixel in a larger picture. Okay? But what I want you to understand is that by becoming boring, you will develop the skill to be able to arrive at your desk and do the same thing over and over again. Execute that plan over and over again. People get bored very, very quickly, and they try to change their strategy over and over again. They think by doing things to the strategy, messing around with it and adding bits into it is going to make them a better trader, and they're going to see better results. But really, what they fail to understand is that with trading especially, it's about letting your edge do the work for you. Let your edge do the hard work. Let the compounding effect of your account do the hard work. After that, your job is to just be able to convince yourself that you are not smarter than the system you have created and backtested over 5 to 10 years. After that, your job is to come at the desk at the same time every single day and trade those setups. Continuously execute on that trading process that you have developed, and don't disrespect yourself as a trader by going against that process. What I also think you should be doing more of is managing money and risk. Learn methods of how you can manage your money better or how to manage risk better. Create different variants where you can leverage on higher opportunities or higher probability opportunities and adjust your risk from there. I think this is very, very important. I think keeping updated with fundamental drivers is essential. And I think if you believe that fundamental drivers are not important, you need to get out of this industry. Let me tell you this, you do not like trading if you do not like fundamental drivers and understanding them. If that doesn't excite you, this game isn't for you, because you can only gain short-term success from really just drawing lines on the chart and buying here and selling here. Now, yes, your odds may be with you, and if you do it over and over again, you will probably make money. But what I can't understand is why people do not want to use the information that is right in front of them, that once they break it down and have a basic understanding of economics or financial literature, why they do not use that information to make more money. If it's money they desire, and if it's compounding effect they desire on their account, why would you not use the information that's actually telling you why the market is moving in the first place to your advantage? And I'll tell you why. Because learning economics is hard. That is why the top people in your school probably went to a college degree that had something to do with economics or finance. It's a boring subject to learn, but once you understand this, everything starts clicking together. You'll look at the chart and you'll understand why it's moving in a certain way. You'll understand why it's moving in a range full of uncertainty, or why it's in an extreme bull run, and why that currency may be benefiting over the other one. So fundamental drivers is essential, and I think you it's not I think you should, I think you need to understand these fundamental drivers. Next is I think you need to start walking away more. I think you need to take 1 to 2 trades a day and let that be it. If you take a trade in the morning, you've had a winner, you're done for the day. If you lost that trade in the morning, come back in New York Open, take 1 more trade. If you lose that, you're done for the day. If you win that, great, you made your money back. But either way, you need to start limiting the amount of trades you have on a day-to-day basis. To summarize this, do more of what you can control that will benefit your trading. You can control all of these. You can control how much you backtest to sharpen your skills, which will therefore build confidence. You can control cutting your losses short or developing a process that will allow you to cut losses short. Cutting losses short doesn't have to be something that is complicated. It can be something as simple as just looking at the volume behind the candlesticks on your chart and making a better judgment from a probability perspective. You can control how much you risk and how you manage your money. If you choose to over-risk in a trade, that's all on you. No one clicked that trigger other than you. You can become boring. You can convince yourself that you are not smarter than the plan by simply just looking at your data, reminding yourself every single day that this is why we do the same stuff, because eventually we'll have a compounding effect in our account that will make us money. You can keep yourself updated with fundamental drivers. You can dedicate 30 minutes every single day to just reading news. And if you really, really want this, for trading to be a large amount of your income and become consistent in trading, you need to understand why the market's moving in the first place. 1 to 2 trades a day and walk away. You can control that too. All of these things are going to do more good than bad, so why would you not do them in the first place? What should you do less of? I think you need to stop seeing movement as an opportunity. Just because the market is moving and creating higher highs and higher lows does not mean that you need to get in on that trend. It does not mean that the market is going to keep continuing to the upside. It does not mean that you need to continue in that trend or be a part of it. Instead of looking at movement as an opportunity, look at the market as I got interrupted. But instead of looking at the market as movement, or just looking at movement as an opportunity, develop a playbook. Just like we will in American football or in rugby, a playbook of what you're looking for. If this happens, you do this, and it looks this way and should move this way. Okay? So there's a huge difference of knowing what you're looking for rather than just seeing movement on the chart and saying, oh, well, it looks like we have a lot of bearish volume, or, the bears are clearly in control here, I'm just going to sell. That doesn't make sense, and a lot of you are doing that without realizing. Buying off support, selling off resistance isn't enough. Okay? Buying off your demand level, selling off your supply level isn't enough. You need to understand that success will not last for very long. And you will find yourself with a blown account, depressed because you haven't understood exactly what you needed to do in the first place, and really you just saw movement as an opportunity rather than just focusing on playbook setups, coming to the chart every single day and looking for a consistent, repeatable process. I would advise you to stop going against your plan. A lot of you are just going against your plan on a day-to-day basis. Why? Why are you doing this? If you actually have put in the work, okay, and if you actually have gone and tested your plan, you will understand that every single time you go against your plan, you are disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting yourself because all of the work you've put in means absolutely nothing now. Okay, it means nothing. Why are you putting this work in the first place if you're just going to go and then not do what you've tested? Okay, it really doesn't make sense, and you need to develop a sense of discipline and a sense of understanding of how much you're actually disrespecting the work and time you're putting in. Time is valuable, understand that, and if you truly understand that, you'll realize that all of this testing you've done, okay, that's essential for your success, is also essential for you surviving this in the long-term game. If you want to be here for the long term, you need to start following that plan. Stop strategy hopping. Stop moving from system to system, from strategy to strategy. It is not helping you. It is actually increasing the time and duration that it's going to take you to see the success that you desire. Okay? Stick to one strategy, and instead of trying to find the golden nugget outside of that, find the golden nugget in your system itself. There are millions of ways to trade this market. All you need is one to make money. Find the sweet spot within that system and don't focus on what anyone else is doing. Stop closing a winning trade and going in for another one and just giving it all back. If you get a winning trade, if you've closed a winning trade today, close your charts. You're finished. You don't need to do any more. Your job is now done. Stop thinking fundamentals is useless. I just discussed this a minute ago, but you seriously need to reevaluate what you're doing. You need to start looking at why this market is moving in a particular way and really start dialing in on these economic results that come out on a day-to-day basis, or war, or the price of oil, gold, safe havens. Understanding the basics is going to put you in a better situation for success, okay? Constantly trying to update everything and adding more moving parts. Stop doing this. Why are you trying to fix something that works? You're bored. You just want to do something. You feel like you need to be constantly moving. If you need to constantly move all the time, start a side hustle. Do something else. Go to the gym more, The majority of people are out of shape anyway. If you really have all this energy that you need to put into doing something, go lose the weight. You don't need to be actually doing something 24/7 at the chart. And, I put a quote out today, or, a tweet out today on my Twitter, talking about how people always think they're doing more. And it went something like, people always think they're working harder than everyone else. And it's bullshit. If you go to the gym and look around, they are present, but the majority haven't broken a sweat. Just because you're at the desk doesn't mean you're working, okay? And just because you're working doesn't mean that it's going to have a positive outcome. Start learning how to do more or do less, but do it better than everyone else. And this is what I'm talking about here. Identify the essential and eliminate the rest. That's all you have to do. You have to identify what is essential for your success, leverage on that, and then eliminate everything else. Eliminate all the noise. And to finish this webinar, we're going to talk about how to prevent overtrading. You know, a lot of it comes down to acceptance and discipline. The suffering, okay? The suffering is necessary. And it's a process that you must go through. And you will fail, and then you will have to restart and learn it again. But sticking to one trade is hard, but it's necessary for the long term, okay? If you can consistently execute one trade, and if you can come to full acceptance that you only have one trade a day, I guarantee you will start focusing on those higher probability setups and start seeing better results, more consistency in your trading, more profits, your account will compound a lot quicker. Everything that you desire will come from just by placing that one trade a day, by following your plan. Pick a time slot to trade. Like I said, what did I just say back here? Identify the essential, eliminate the rest. I guarantee you, if you're a day trader, that your best trades are coming at a particular time when there's high volume in the market. Pre-London, London Open, pre-New York, New York Open, New York Stock Exchange Open, whatever it may be. Pick a time slot to trade and learn how to trade as well. And learn to balance trading and life, okay? This is a big thing about overtrading, Just like I said with picking a time slot. If you just come and do the same time every single day, the same hour looking for opportunities every single day, trading becomes very, very easy and becomes a very easy, repeatable process, because really all you need to focus is on executing and focus then. Having the focus to actually, and I suppose discipline as well, to turn up to the desk at that particular time. But having trading and life balance is very, very important. I often see, and we will all go into phases where I may spend a little bit longer at the charts, okay? I'll forget myself, or I'll just be doing a series of backtesting and find myself sitting at the charts a little bit longer. And what I'll notice is that my performance will always drop compared to the times where I arrived at the desk, saw nothing, I left within 5 minutes, went to the gym, came back later, executed the trade, left the desk, finished for the day. When I do that, that is when my trading is at its highest level. And it's something that I would really, really, encourage you guys to try. Learn to have a better balance with your trading and life. You're not living to trade, you're trading to live. And that's something that you need to understand. Limit the number of trades. This just comes down to discipline. Say you're going to do 1 to 2 trades and stick to it. Just try it out. Try it out for a month. Look, even if you're losing, look at how sticking to 1 trade a day will reduce the amount of drawdown that you experience that month. Okay? It is only going to do more good than bad. And then really, when it comes down to overtrading, I think a large amount of overtrading is down to capital. You are undercapitalized and you need more capital. So work. People say, where do I get more capital? Go out and get a second job. I worked 4 jobs at one stage. Go out, get another job, build your account, start compounding it over time, and you will see results. Over time, you will see the results. You will see the compounding effect take place, and you will start to have that life that you desire, or the results that you desire. They will come, but it takes time. So to finish this webinar, take these 4 points, write out what you should be doing more of, what you should be doing less of, and leverage on those opportunities that you should be doing more of. Put your full focus into them and eliminate the rest. Focus on doing less, but doing it better than everyone else.